that's one way in this month where we can really connect to higher levels of Taurus, is to connect to our art, whatever your art form is. And I'll speak more about that. But I want to speak about this Taurus glyph, right? Which is the circle and above the crescent. It's amazing. Taurus, all of the planets and modern glyphs are composed of 3 elements alone: the circle of spirit, the cross of matter, and the crescent of soul or consciousness. And what I'm finding through my sacred geometry study, and I reserve the right to change my mind, and this is not in agreement with most of the astrological traditions and many alchemical traditions, etc. But what I'm finding is that sun is spirit, great mystery. I like to call it the key of your soul song. And that the moon itself is soul. And that the sun reflects itself into soul. So sun is spirit, the indivisible, the all that is. It can't divide itself into these gazillion pieces. It reflects itself, adapts itself according to the transmissions of the emerald tablets of Hermes to create these reflections of soul, an infinite amount of phases and micro phases of the moon. We all have our unique soul. But as we can see from here, and only here on Earth, moon and sun are the same size. Soul is a reflection of all that is. Now, Taurus is actually the only glyph of the 12 astrological signs that is also composed of these 3 elements that create the planet glyphs: the circle of spirit and the crescent of soul. Because it's a sign and not a planet, I don't really believe that's what it's showing us. I believe what it's showing us is simply the sun and the moon. And this is why, of the options I was given by 7, I chose this particular piece, because we see that here. We see the sun setting and the moon just above, okay? In the astrological language, I will get a little technical, I guess, languagey. The sun is said to be exalted in the sign of Aries. And the moon is said to be exalted in the next sign, Taurus. And so if you think about, in a case of an Aries sun and a Taurus moon, okay, they might be one sign. They are one sign away from each other. They might be exactly 30 degrees of zodiac away from one another. And that's about the time where we receive the light of the moon. Okay, so what we call new moon, moon meeting the sun, literally coming between the earth and the sun, and therefore blinded by the sun's light. It rises with the sun, it reaches with the sun, it rests with the sun, it roots with the sun. We do not see the moon during new moon unless it's a solar eclipse. The new moon in so many ways is like the no moon, isn't it? The dark of the moon. There's a lot of ancient prophecies around the 3 days of darkness, right? Well, from Earth's experience, this happens with the moon every month.